Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Unfog with Dr. Atahar Parveen. In today's class, we are going to talk about the most important part of child development pedagogy. The class belongs to the theory of learning and development. Actually, there are three theories, right? Piaget, Vygotsky and Kohlberg. So in this class, we will be discussing the first one, the Jean Piaget theory, which we call as the cognitive development theory. Actually, many aspirants were requesting us for these type of classes related to CDP. So that's why we are taking an initiative to discuss these topics. If you have any more topics to be discussed from CDP, then you can feel free to write in the comment section. So right now we are starting with Piaget, then we will go with Vygotsky, and then we will also discuss the Kohlberg's theory. That will be the moral development theory, right? Okay, so let us start this class, and as I already told you in the previous CDP class also, this class will also be based on the notes written by the Karnataka TET aspirant from our one of the batches, and that aspirant has qualified TET also. Okay, so this class will also be based on the previous year question paper point of view, because the notes was written from the previous year question papers. Let's start with talking about Jean Piaget. He was a Swiss psychologist, and he explained how children are thinking and what is their style of reasoning and how they are understanding the world around them. Actually, he believed that child's understanding of reality depends upon the biological maturation, and also it depends upon the interaction with the environment around the child. Basically, he told that children are active learners and they are not receiving information just like that. They are actually getting a proper knowledge through their experiences. There are some key concepts of Piaget's theory. First one is the schemas. Schemas means mental frameworks. See, schemas are actually type of organized patterns of how children are thinking and what is the behavior they are using to understand and respond to the situations around them. You can say that schemas are actually mental blueprints which are helping children to understand and interpret the experiences. I'll give you an example here. See, if a child is having a dog schema, so in that case, even if the child is seeing a new animal like a cow, the child will call that cow as dog only, because that cow is also having 4 legs. So that's why child thinks that it is dog only. So here schema means it is the way of making sense of how the child is getting experience. Okay. Next key concept is adaptation. Adaptation is actually the process of adjusting these schemas when facing new information or when getting new experience. This adaptation is having two terms again, assimilation and accommodation. Now this adaptation actually maintains the mental balance, or it maintains the equilibrium, you can say, along with assimilation and accommodation. But what is this assimilation and what is this accommodation? See, assimilation means it is you can say one type of new information which is fitting into the existing schema in the child's mind. Okay, so if the child is using what it already knows to understand something which is new, okay, so that is known as assimilation. I'll give you an example. See, if a child is seeing a zebra and if it is calling a horse, it means that it is using the existing schema, which is the existing information or existing mental blueprint related to horse. Now this assimilation means it is actually involving adjusting some new information in the existing schema of the mental setup. Okay, so now along with the horse, if someone tells what is zebra, that will also be added in the child's mind. Okay, but sometimes this does not work. We call it as accommodation. Accommodation means existing schema does not work. The child will create or it will change the schema to fit that proper new information. For example, after correction, the child will learn that zebra is different and it makes a new zebra schema in its mind. So now you understand what is assimilation and accommodation, right? See, you have to remember this with this example. If the child is calling zebra as a horse, it means that it is using the existing horse schema. This is assimilation. But accommodation means the child is making changes in the existing schema. Okay, so the child is calling zebra as a zebra only. It is not calling it as a horse, because here some correction had happened and child is learning that zebra is different and it is making a new zebra schema now. Okay, now what is the equilibrium we were talking about? There is some balance between this assimilation and accommodation. So that balance we call it as equilibrium. So when a child is experiencing something new that is actually not fitting, then the child adjusts the schemas. Means it will accommodate to restore balance. And because of this equilibrium, what is the actual result we are getting? There is a cognitive growth which is happening through this process in the child. Okay, so this is what Piaget was explaining. He also gave 4 stages of cognitive development: sensory motor stage, pre-operational stage, then concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage. Let us talk one by one. Sensory motor stage is since the child birth till the child grows up till 2 years. What are the main characteristics of this stage? See here, the child will learn through senses and actions, by looking, by touching, by grasping what is happening. Okay, so basically the child is an infant now. So the infant is exploring by doing. There is no thinking in this stage. Okay, there is no abstract thinking in the child. So simple learning things will begin in this stage. Now the child is not able to think and all that. Okay, so in this stage, infants and toddlers, they learn by doing and using reflexes. So this stage is, you can say, marked by use of sensory organs. Sensory organs means, what are the sensory organs? They can touch, they can look, they can hear, they can see, right? So that's why this stage we call it as sensory motor stage. So what is the key feature of this stage? I'll give you an example. A baby is crying when the toy of the baby is hidden, because the baby thinks that the toy is gone. Okay, it feels that it will not get the toy again. That's why the baby will cry if the toy is hidden. So once object permanence is developed, that child or the baby will be knowing that it still exists. So the grown-up child, if you hide it, no, it will go and search for it. It has a hope. It knows that the toy has not gone anywhere. Okay. Actually, there is a research study related to this. We call that research study as a blanket and ball study. Piaget did one experiment. He showed babies a colorful ball, and when those babies were watching that ball, he hid the ball under a blanket. Okay, so before 8 months, the baby did not search for the ball. It disappeared from the mind. The baby did not mind it at all. But the babies who were after 8 months old, they lifted the blanket to find it. So this shows that they know that the ball is still present. It is still existing. Okay, so this we call as blanket and ball study. Now the baby is growing, right? So next is the pre-operational stage. 2 to 7 years of the time period is the pre-operational stage. Now what is the main characteristic of this pre-operational stage? Here the child starts to think. It becomes you can say imaginative. The child remembers events and it also uses language to represent the objects. Now thinking, it becomes egocentric. Egocentric means the child can't see from another's viewpoint. The child will be able to see only from its viewpoint. We call it as egocentric. And even some children show animism. Animism means They are believing that inanimate objects, they have feelings. It means that the children, they think that their doll is having feelings. They talk with the doll, right? Some children, and they also play with it by talking to it. Sometimes the doll becomes a student and the child becomes a teacher, and that type of plays we can see in the childhood days. The children keep playing, right? Because they are thinking that the toys are also having feelings. Okay, so remember that in this stage, children who display animism, they believe that the inanimate objects like toys, they are having feelings. And also the children are developing concepts from the environment also. Like for example, the child may say that the sun followed me to the school. Wherever I was going, the sun was also moving with me. So these are the type of concepts which a pre-operational stage child can have. And the research study done by Jean Piaget to understand this was called as three mountains task. Actually, this concept of egocentrism is there, no? It means that the child is not able to see things from another person's point of view, right? So this thing was done as an experiment. What Piaget did was he placed a model of three mountains of different sizes on the table, and the child sat on one side. A doll was placed on opposite side. So what does the doll see? He asked. So children below 7 years, they told what they saw actually. Okay, so not what the doll saw. So this showed that in this stage, children have egocentric thinking. So remember that in pre-operational stage, children see the world only from their own eyes. They can't even imagine what another person is thinking. Okay. Now next comes the concrete operational stage. This is from 7 to 11 years. Here, thinking becomes logical. It is becoming organized. It is becoming rational, but only for real situations. Okay. So children understand what is conservation. It means that they know now that quantities can remain same despite change in shape or appearance. They can also classify and arrange objects by size, shape and color. They understand what is reversibility. They understand what is cause, what is effect. Okay, so here imagination is replaced with logical thinking. Visual problems, they can be solved better than verbal problems. This happens in this stage. Okay, actually in this stage, children know what is this concept of conservation. Means they are able to understand that quantity will remain same even if the change in appearance is different. Like for example, if one glass is tall and one glass is short, but the other one is little fat and the first one is little narrow. Now the children understand that in both the glasses same quantity of water will be there. Okay, so what is the experiment done by Piaget? Means it is known as conservation of number for this concrete operational stage. What he did, he placed two equal rows of coins. In each row he placed 5 coins in front of a child, and then he asked the child, are there same number of coins in both rows? So child said yes. Then he spread out the coins in one row, making it to look longer, but it was not long, but he made it look longer by spreading the coins. Younger children below 7 years, they said that the row is now longer, which is having more coins, they told. But older children from 7 to 11 years, they understood that both rows are still having same number of coins. Okay. Now comes the fourth stage, formal operational stage. Here 11 years and above is the time period there. So the important characteristics of this stage are that children start to think in an abstract way, in a scientific way, and they also develop skills of deducting, reasoning. They are able to plan, they are able to do hypothesis also, testing also. They can also think about society. Basically they are grown up now. They think about morality, they think about what are the future possibilities, right? So children become more capable of abstract thinking and they are able to solve problems quickly using their deductive reasoning. What is the research study Piaget did for this is actually called as pendulum task. So what he did? Piaget gave adolescents a pendulum. That pendulum is having a string and a weight, and he asked what determines the speed of its swing. So the length of the string, the weight, or how hard you push. So younger children changed all factors randomly, but older children, they gave very nice answer. They changed one factor at a time. This showed that the older children are showing scientific reasoning and hypothesis testing. Okay, so basically formal operational thinkers, they had logical answers like young scientists. Okay, so they were able to imagine what if gravity stopped working and so on. So these are the 4 stages of development given by Piaget: sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational, and formal operation. There is another important perspective of Piaget's theory. He gave some points related to moral development also. He explained what is moral reasoning, what is correct and what is wrong. All this also develops alongside with the cognition in children. He gave 4 stages: anomy, heteronomy, and autonomy. In heteronomy, there are 2 stages: authority stage and reciprocity stage. I'll explain it to you one by one in short. Anomy means it is up till 5 years. Here, child does not follow the actual moral rules. The child's behavior, you can say, it's neutral. It's not moral also, it's not immoral also. Basically, child is not able to understand what is right and what is wrong. Then comes 5 to 13 years. In 5 to 13 years, one is authority stage and one is reciprocity stage. This comes under heteronomy. Children with 5 to 8 years, they have this heteronomy with authority stage. Here, actually adults explain the moral standards to the children, and rules can be fixed and they can be made permanent. So also teacher and parents, they start giving reward, they start punishing, right? So here, who is the authority? Parents and teachers are authority in this time. Okay, 5 to 8 years. Then comes the reciprocity. Here in this heteronomy, 9 to 13 years of time is there. Children, they are starting to cooperate with others. They begin to understand what are actual rules, and they also know that rules can be changed. They are not permanent. Okay. Then comes the autonomy stage. This is actually the adolescent stage, 13 to 18 years. Here children develop independent and moral thinking. They begin to question the authority, that is parents and teachers, and they also understand what is the actual intention behind actions, whether they are well-wishers or no, or the teachers are liking them or no, what is the intention of the teachers, what is the intention of the parents, and all that. Okay. And children also realize that rules can be broken for greater good, or rules can also be broken in emergency. Okay. So basically, what are the major characteristics of Piaget's theory? Cognitive development is central to human growth. Development is a process which is preceded by learning. Development occurs in distinct observable stages. Growth is depending upon the universal characteristic, but it can occur at different type of rates, and development is going only in one direction. So every child can progress through same stages. And Piaget put a stress that qualitative difference between child and adult thinking is there. Okay. So this was all about Jean Piaget. Now let me give you some important and expected multiple choice questions. I'll discuss the answers also. So the question is, Piaget's theory explains. Now we know everything clearly, right? Emotional, cognitive, moral, or social. Actually, he explains cognitive development because he focused on how children think and understand the world. Of course, he gave little bit of points on moral theory, moral learning also, but that is not the main idea of Piaget. His main idea was cognitive development. Okay. The concept of object permanence is seen in which are the 4 operational stages. For this, you should have heard my class with a lot of focus, then only you will be able to answer this question. It is pre-operational, concrete operational, sensory motor or formal operational stage. See, concept of object permanence is actually seen in sensory motor stage. See, actually in the beginning of sensory motor stage from 0 to 8 months, the baby does not have object permanence. So that's why if the toy is hidden, the baby thinks it's gone and that's why it cries. But later in this same stage, around 8 to 12 months, baby will start developing object permanence. Now the baby knows that if the toy is hidden inside the blanket, then the blanket can be opened and the toy can be found. Okay, so that's why that research study name is given as blanket and ball study. Next, egocentrism is typical of which of the 4 stages? See, actually we have already discussed upon this. Egocentrism is actually from pre-operational stage. Here the children cannot see from other person's point of view. So the research study done by Piaget was known as 3 mountains experiment. According to Piaget, the process of fitting new experiences into existing mental structure, we call it as, we have discussed it, right? We call it as assimilation. Child uses an existing schema to interpret new event. Example I gave you, calling a zebra a horse. That is assimilation. Okay, here the child is trying to process the new experience into existing mental structure. We call that mental structure as schema, right? Remember? Next, when children begin to understand that rules can be changed by mutual agreement and focus on fairness, they are in which stage actually? They are in reciprocity stage of heteronomy. The child, if it is around 9 to 13 years old, then the child will cooperate and realize that rules are social. They are not absolute. They can be changed in emergency. They can be changed by mutual agreement. They can be changed for good. Okay, so these were all multiple choice questions which were most expected ones. You can make many more multiple choice questions by watching the class only, you will get to know. So that's why please watch these CDP classes carefully, because every point is important. We cannot give you so many multiple choice questions as a list here, and we cannot even explain here because it will be repeated. You all only will get bored. So that's why this was one of our try to make things easy for you in CDP. Now let us know if you liked it. We will continue with this type of class. Okay, thank you, all the best, bye.